It's about to get cold in the month of April because April Community Day is going to be featuring the Ice-type Pokemon Vanillite. And I know there's a lot of players out there who are going to be disappointed by this selection, but I actually think it's quite underrated. And I'm going to be explaining why in this video. Let's get right into it. Hey, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So Niantic announced what the Community Day Pokemon is going to be for the month of April. And a lot of players were not expecting this. The Pokemon is going to be none other than Vanillite, and I think there's a lot of mixed reactions to this announcement, specifically because when it comes to this Pokemon, it's not going to be meta relevant. It's going to get outclassed by a lot of various ice types that are currently in the game, and then when it comes to PvP, it's not necessarily going to break the meta. But a lot of players are still also really excited about this Community Day for a variety of different reasons. So before we can discuss that, let's actually go over the details for this event, and then afterwards we'll discuss whether or not you should be excited for it. Vanillite Community Day is going to be happening on Sunday, April 27th from 2 o'clock p.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. local time. And do keep in mind in that some posts regarding this Community Day, they actually list it as Saturday, April 26th, but officially it's supposed to be on Sunday, April 27th. And of course, the featured Pokemon is going to be Vanillite, and you're going to have an increased chance at getting its shiny form during this event. This is not a brand new shiny by any means, but it was considered a rare one beforehand, so this will be a great opportunity for you to finally get this particular shiny. Next up, let's talk about the event bonuses for this Community Day. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a Stardust bonus Community Day, but it will be an experience one. So if you're still not at max level and you're trying to get as much experience as possible, this is definitely going to be a really good Community Day for you because you're going to be able to get 3 times the amount of experience. But you're also going to get 2 times the amount of candy when you catch Pokemon, and then you're also going to have double the chance at getting Candy XL if you're a high enough level. And then lure modules and incense are going to last for 3 hours. This excludes the daily adventure incense, and you're going to get additional bonus spawns when you take snapshots of your Pokemon. And then you're also going to be able to get 1 additional special trade during this event, and the Stardust cost for trades is going to be cut in half. Now, when you evolve a Vanillite fully into Vanillux, you're going to be able to get the move Avalanche on that Pokemon. That's going to be the exclusive move for this Community Day. It's a very powerful Ice-type attack, and it does give this Pokemon a lot of potential to be a hard-hitting PvE Pokemon, so you should definitely pay attention to that. And there's also going to be a special research that's going to be available to everyone that's going to allow you to get Vanillite with a special background. There's going to be a paid version along with a free version. And speaking of which, let's talk about that real quick. So just like with what they've been doing with the most recent Community Days, you're going to be able to get a special background timed research that's going to be free, and you're going to be able to get Vanillite with a special background. And it's going to be one of those special researches where you're basically going to have to play every single day after this Community Day ends, and that's how you're going to be able to get these special Pokemon. And then aside from that, there's also going to be field research tasks throughout this event where you're going to be able to get Vanillite encounters, Stardust, as well as Great Balls. And then some of those Vanillite encounters from field research are going to have a special background, so you should definitely keep that in mind. Alright, so first and foremost, what are the big complaints with this Community Day? Well, it's not a new shiny. This is a shiny that has been in the game for quite some time, and in fact, it was often considered a very rare shiny because Vanillite is a Pokemon that often does not get featured unless it's around the Christmas season. So the chances of you getting a shiny Vanillite has always been quite low compared to other Pokemon. So for any player that already has this shiny, now those shinies are going to be considered less valuable. So I think for that reason, a lot of players are very disappointed that Niantic decided to go with Vanillite as a Community Day Pokemon, but on the same hand, I will say that this is somewhat of an expected Pokemon to get a Community Day. Much like Pokemon like Machop and with Sewaddle, Vanillite was one of those Pokemon that a lot of players predicted would eventually get its own Community Day, and now it's actually happening. I will say that overall, I'm actually really excited about this because Vanillite is quite a unique shiny, and it's one that I've always wanted. So I'm going to be really happy at the chance at getting this Pokemon through a community day. It's almost going to be guaranteed. And if I'm extremely lucky, I'll be able to pick up a high IV version of this particular shiny, and I think that would be really exciting. But yeah, I will say that for a lot of players who are not necessarily feeling really good about this community day, do keep in mind that there is often a lot of filler community days, like Sewaddle and Machop, which I mentioned earlier. But I will say that when it comes to this particular Pokemon, there is still a lot of potential when it comes to PvE content. It's going to be getting the move Avalanche, which in my opinion is a pretty decent ice type attack move, and I do think there's a lot of implications behind this Pokemon getting that move. It's definitely going to see some play when it comes to raid battles. It may not necessarily be to the level of, let's say, Mamoswine or even Pokemon like maybe even Walrein, but I will still say that it is going to be somewhat top tier. It may not necessarily be S+ tier, but at the very least it'll be B+ tier or maybe A-. I really do not know. But yeah, overall, I think this is going to be a pretty decent community day. It's certainly going to be a shiny that I don't think a lot of players have at this point. And at the same time, I am looking forward to some of those bonuses. The candy bonuses are always pretty good, but this one's going to be an experience bonus community day, and I really do think eventually they're going to raise the level cap, so it wouldn't hurt to farm up some experience right now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say regarding this community day. Again, I totally recognize that there's a lot of mixed reactions, and there's certainly players out there who are feeling kind of disappointed by this community day, but I would like to know your thoughts. What are you thinking regarding Vanillite community day? Do you feel like this is a big disappointment? Do you just simply do not care about this? Or are you actually excited about this community day and it's for a variety of different reasons? If that happens to be you, definitely share your thoughts down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Count Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon GO friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, opening and sending gifts, different things like that. If you want to play Pokemon GO with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And the higher tier you're at, the more I'm going to prioritize you over other players. And then I'm also going to add other perks as well. I'm kind of going through the process of figuring that out, but do pay attention to that. I will be adding some various things that will be really good incentives for joining my Patreon. But yeah, and if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen, and my handle is @CountJinsula. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. That will be a huge help to my channel. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.
진솔아와 함께해 Pokémon GO 다 같이 와